to the vibe. It's where the bells unite, bringing all the energy, shining so bright. Whether you're new or you're back again, it's love, it's family, let the fun begin. We're here to connect, bring joy to your day. Style, soul, and stories in a unique way. From New Orleans roots to the world we inspire. Every click, every view takes us higher and higher. This is your space where you can feel free. A community built with authenticity. So grab your coffee, hit play, and unwind. Your seat at the table is one of a kind. Like, comment, subscribe, it's your time to shine. Be part of the family, one of a kind. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before, we got so much love waiting for you and more. Mocha's no love bells where the queens unite, serving southern charm with a touch of that spice. We're about that love, we're about that style. Come along for the ride and stay for a while. Oh, Mocha's no love bells, it's the vibe for you. If you're new, pull up, make yourself at home. This is where we vibe, where the bells have grown. And if you're returning, thanks for coming through. We wouldn't be here without queens like you. We're serving you content that uplifts and inspires. From beauty and life hacks to chasing desires. This is more than a channel, it's where magic begins. Together we rise, together we win. Like, comment, subscribe, it's your time to shine. Be part of the family, one of a kind. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before, we got so much love waiting for you and more. Mocha's no love bells where the queens unite, serving southern charm with a touch of that spice. We're about that love, we're about that style. Come along for the ride and stay for a while. Oh, Mocha's no love bells, it's the vibe for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Every little click shows how much you care. We're building this space, making something divine. Welcome to the bells, you're already in line. So if you're new, welcome, glad you stopped by. And to the OG fam, your reason we fly. Hit that button, subscribe, and come back again. It's Mocha's no love bells where the magic begins.
Where the fuck she at? Say it loud! NaZiyah Heauxs!
MOCA and the NOLA bells just pulled up. Big body bitches, Roxy, Annette, Shannon, Marquita. Where the fuck is NaZiyah? Hey, where NaZiyah? That baby was 13. Told her teacher I need to talk, then dipped off the scene. Sick on the floor, y'all ain't even blink. Now she gone and we demand a link.
Where the fuck she?
She cried for help. So sad. Y'all played it small. Whole system call, y'all let that girl fall. CPS fake.
That's fake.
The school ain't care. Called y'all up, nobody was there.
We see.
Now she missing. Now y'all press. She been dying inside while y'all just guessed. You failed her. Jarvis locked.
Lock 'em all up.
That's just a start. He know the dirt. He played a part. Shannon, sis, that's still your blood. You sat back till her time was up. Annette, Roxy, Marquita too, y'all moving funny. 4 fat bitches equal dummy. All them calls, all them signs, but y'all kept capping, all of y'all getting time. Annette, you mean spiteful witch? Let that baby suffer with a known-ass pedophile, bitch. Who's that? Nah, Marquita, y'all slow-head twins look like pain, bitch. This ain't never gonna end. Y'all cap real bad, posting online. What did y'all do? What did she say to you? No BK. I need to talk. That's all she said. Nobody did shit. Left school and that was it. Not saying you did it, but y'all ain't innocent. Where the fuck she at? Mocha's NOLA bells. We ain't finished. Roxy popped up. Bitch, sit out. Like she been fam, wanted to be seen. GoFundMe's, balloon games, t-shirts, flyers. Y'all moving strange. Nice. Say it loud. NaZiyah Heauxs, only 13. She deserved love, not damage.
Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Guys, we're back at it again. You all know what we're here for. Same thing, same thing. Hope you all had an interesting day, a lovely day, a productive day. The weather is beautiful out there. I hope you all had a chance to soak up some of that sun and get the best of it. Here at NOLA Bells, we're a family. We embrace, love, respect one another. And it feels good to be amongst a group of people that's here for the same mission. And that is to have voices for the babies that just don't have one for their own. So before we, spend too much time with all this chitter chatter, I'm going to speak to my people and we're going to get off into this commentary. We're going to get up into this commentary because, baby, when we get started, it's like we stay here longer than we anticipate, or at least longer than I anticipate. But it is what it is. We make it do what it do. Let me speak to my people. Hey, daughter, welcome, my love. Marie, welcome, welcome. MOCA, I love your commentary. Thank you, my love. Dr. J, hey, sis. Sister living life in Florida. Happy birthday to your son, my baby. She's going to catch the replay. Hey, Christian. Hi, sis. How are you? My sister Bertha. Hey, baby. Hi, LaTanya. Welcome, my love. Welcome. Hi, Deidre. Top flight. Hey, sis. Hope you're feeling a little better today. Hi, Sandra. Welcome to the chat. Welcome. Sandra says, greeting MOCA mods in chat. We really appreciate y'all justice for our children. Thank you, Sandra. Hi, Tracy. Welcome, baby. Salute, salute. Look at my little sister, Talia. Talia, welcome, baby. Hey, Thankful. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Valerie. Welcome, welcome. Hi, April. Happy Tuesday, my love. Let's get it, MOCA. Come on, break it down. No other place I'd rather be. Thank you, April. We're going to do things a little different tonight. I'll let you guys know. Hey, Debbie. Welcome, my love. Tracy Hicks. Welcome. Hey, Gina. Hey, Sherry. Happy Tuesday, my love. Hey, Jazzy. Welcome, boo. Hi, Rosemary. Welcome to the chat, my love. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Paula. Welcome. Honey Gangsta. Hey, girl. Hi, Ann. Happy Tuesday to you. Vanessa. Welcome, welcome back, my love. Hey, Mika and Ellie. Hey, Platt. Welcome, boo. Vanessa says I have to come back after yesterday's live. Vanessa, we welcome you, my love. We welcome you. Hey, Zabrina. Zabrina says, good evening, MOCA mods in chat. Beautiful day. Took mom and daughter on a nice walk. Zabrina. The weather was beautiful today. No fucks given, my girl, my girl. Hello, my favorite family. MOCA applying pressure as usual. We're all applying it, babe. Michelle, welcome, my love. Valerie say for you church people and everybody that's got their hands in his cookie jar to let NaZiyah go. And she means it. And she means it. Miss B, hey, my love, welcome. Hi, Brooke, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Belinda, my girl, hey, baby, welcome. Ariana, welcome, my love. Otaka, welcome, my love. Welcome, Constance. Hey, boo. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Essie, welcome, boo. Virtuous Vanjie, welcome, welcome. Hey, Tammy Nelson, Mocha and fam, we need to find her. Of course we do, Tammy. Of course. LaConger, hey, my love. She says she's listening from work. Thank you for tuning in. Talia says, evening Mocha, much love from Tawanda and I. Girl, we love you all. Melinda, welcome. Levesque, hey, my love, welcome, welcome. Ray of fucking sunshine. Welcome, boo. Hey, Patricia. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Jennifer, welcome, boo. Happy Tuesday. My sister Raquel. I'm a hey, boo. Hey, Tammy Patton, welcome, welcome. Red, my girl. Hi, Felice, welcome. Felice says, hi, Mocha. Master orator, captivating audiences. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Kenyatta, hey, sis. Hey, podcast. Welcome, sis. Welcome. Hey, Rhonda. Welcome, boo. Happy Tuesday to you. Brooke, we welcome you here, my love. Brooke says, I'm new here. Welcome, Brooke. Welcome. Hi, Ree. Welcome. Ree says, hi, Mocha. DC here. Welcome, Ree from DC. Welcome. Hey, Miss Sean B. Welcome, sister. Welcome. Welcome. So, guys, what are we going to do tonight? We're going to continue. We're going to give commentary like we do. And I know that, you know, Mocha comes, Mocha brings the commentary, Mocha does what she does, right? But I also know, just from reading the comments here, just from reading the comments, I also, Hurricane, welcome, my love. Just from reading the comments, I know that you all also have voices. You also, you know, have things that you want to say and things you want to get off of your chest. And I haven't done this in a while, but tonight I'm going to do it. It's going to be I'm going to open up the panel. You guys are able to come in and get it off your chest, you know, get it off of your chest, because we all share the same sentiments. We all care for NaZiyah. We are all concerned. We all have love for this baby. We all do. And we won't be satisfied until we know exactly where she is. We won't be satisfied. Tracy says on TikTok, someone said she's alive and being held in somebody's basement. If I don't hear from Mocha, I don't believe it. Tracy, whoever said it on TikTok, if they know that she's in somebody's basement, why say it on TikTok? Why not point somebody in the direction that you feel you know she is? That's how rumors get started. That's exactly how they get started. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. Happy Tuesday, my baby. She said, I'm ready for the read of the Holy Heauxs. The Holy Heauxs they are. Hey, Antoinette, welcome, sis. Essie said, it's so good to be acknowledged in your chat. Blessings to you, Essie. This is what we do, baby. Queen Spirit, my beautiful sister. Hey, my love. Something sweet. Hey, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm enough. Hey, baby. Welcome, welcome. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all saw that thumbnail. And it reads, NaZiyah, trapped by holy Heauxs. Holy Heauxs. And they're called holy Heauxs, guys, because all these people are playing in the church. All these people are lying behind using God's name. And as we said last night, God don't sleep nor do he slumber. Tracy Ellen, happy Tuesday, my love. Welcome. God don't sleep nor do he slumber. And each and every one of them that has their hands in this, starting with her own mother, Lady Annette, the pastor, Big Perm, Radio, Frank, all of them, they all have a price to pay. Miss Bill, hey, my love. They all have a price to pay. Rather their involvement was directly or indirectly, they have a price to pay. Let's start with NaZiyah's birth mom, Lady. Lady is heavily affiliated with that church. Heavily affiliated. Now, with Lady being heavily affiliated with this with this holy church of Heauxs, with Lady being heavily affiliated with this holy church of Heauxs, pastor wife was supposedly taking Lady under her wings and cleaning her up and fixing her up. Bullshit. And I call it bullshit. What could the pastor's wife do for a full-blown crackhead? Not a goddamn thing. Nothing. In MOCA's opinion, it was a straight setup. It was a setup. I want to find out from you, the junkie, as much information as I can about your daughter. Although we see her at the church with the grandmother, you could provide us some information as well. It takes me back to when NaZiyah came up missing. Hey, Tony, welcome. It takes me back to when NaZiyah went missing on January 9th. It was reported on, hey, Auntie Mo, welcome, my love. It was reported on January 8th. All right? It was reported on January 8th that NaZiyah was actually with Lady on January 8th. With NaZiyah being with Lady on January 8th, that it explains a lot. It explains a lot. All we have to do is listen. It explains a lot. Anne says, I stopped being concerned for Lady. This is the time to be a mother to NaZiyah by speaking up for her daughter for once, not continue to get high. That part, Anne. But in MOCA's opinion, Anne, something is more sinister going on with Lady. Light him up. Hey, baby, welcome. My girl done changed her name. She's light him up. Welcome, boo. So, with that being said, Lady, right? Lady was in the company of NaZiyah on January 8th. Isn't that interesting? It was reported a lady saw them walking down the sidewalk together. And interesting enough, nobody actually spoke on it. Nobody spoke on it. Why? Why was that never mentioned nowhere? Right? Nowhere was it mentioned. So what are y'all hiding? What are y'all hiding? Did NaZiyah slip through lady fingers? So was the lady the main culprit? We've always said Jarvis was being the fall guy. So did NaZiyah slip through the cracks on ladies' watch? Is that why ladies being so quiet? Did lady take NaZiyah on that day? So it's just a lot of trick questions here, and it's a lot of information coming forward. But we can't say that lady did something with NaZiyah, because as the reports are coming out and proof has been shown, Jarvis was the last one, so they claim, with NaZiyah. I still haven't believed all of that. I still don't believe all of that. Jarvis being the last person with NaZiyah. But that's the story they're giving us to go on. Lady had debts to pay, so they claim. We know the church is running a trafficking ring. MOCA also believes it's that same church that gave Big Perm them $7,000 for a job well done. Big Perm also confessed that he dropped lady off in January at the motel where she was living. Is it possible? Is it humanly possible that lady took NaZiyah to the church? Is it humanly possible that lady took NaZiyah to that church? There's more confusion. There's more every time you turn on your device. It gets stranger and stranger by the minute. Friends with benefits, welcome to the chat, my love. A new subby, welcome, welcome. So is it possible, since the church is paying big money for certain things? Khalil, welcome, my love. Since the church is coming up with big money, they gave Big Perm $7,000 for pictures. Is it possible that NaZiyah is truly being trapped at the house of holy Heauxs? Is it possible? It's so many pieces to put together with this puzzle. And right about now, we can't rule nothing out, people, because NaZiyah is not here to tell a story. Nobody has given us concrete evidence of what's been found and what's not been found and where's NaZiyah. So right now, any and everything is possible, right? Hey, B from the motherland, welcome, my love. So now, lady, I'm looking at you in a different light. I already had no respect and couldn't see you as being a decent mother because from the very first moment that this took place, not once did you make a public appearance. Not once did lady have anything to say. Not once. Not once did lady plead for help. Not once did lady plead to the public to help bring her daughter back. Is that why Big Perm stood on that panel and said, NaZiyah is still alive and we're all looking in the wrong places? Milky Way girl, welcome, my love. Hey, Mariah, welcome, boo. Hi, Elaine, welcome. Miss Parker, hey, my love. So, if here we are, and Big Perm could tell us NaZiyah is still alive and we're looking in all the wrong places. Big Perm dropped lady off. NaZiyah was in lady's presence the day before she went missing. Then the church comes into fruition. Thank you, my sister, for the super chat. She said, it's Big Perm for me. That's him, girl, Big Perm. So, here we go. Here we go. Right? NaZiyah. I've always felt that NaZiyah was being passed around. For NaZiyah to be in lady's company the day before she went missing, Granny Monster knows all about it. Granny Monster knows all about it because Granny Monster got on that on the stand at the preliminary and made the courts believe she had no dealings with her daughter. Granny Monster was so busy and so used to soliciting NaZiyah, right? NaZiyah, poor baby, had become a pass around, and that's only my opinion. She became a pass around. So it goes back to me saying Jarvis was a setup. Jarvis was a target. Jarvis, again, was the fall guy. Because why is lady very quiet? Why is lady not talking? Why is lady not saying anything? If lady was with NaZiyah and NaZiyah just magically disappears, that don't sit well with me. It don't sit well with me because Big Perm knew too much. And if Big Perm wants to be truthful, we know he lied a lot about a whole lot of shit. But every lie wasn't a lie. Every lie, you had to go through it and pull out pieces and make it make sense. When Big Perm said he dropped lady off, all Big Perm didn't say in that same breath was that NaZiyah also was with lady. He knew. And for him to say that NaZiyah is still here and we're looking in all the wrong places, I'm going to continuously keep a question mark next to it. And then we got the holy hoes still roaming in the church. We definitely know that to be a ring of thieves, a ring of peddlers. Big Perm plays with children. Radio plays with children. Annette plays with children. Frank plays with children. I know Jarvis plays with children, but I have not yet been able to link Jarvis to this church. I can link Jarvis to Frank. I can link Jarvis to Annette and also to Big Perm. I've yet to link Jarvis to this church. So is NaZiyah really in that church? I will not sit here and say that I don't believe that she's not passed through that church, because it goes back to the young lady that hired the private detective, whom found the lady's 18-year-old daughter years later in a church. What are they hiding? What is it that they're keeping from the people? What is it that they're keeping from the people? Because every day it's more and more to this ring. These pedos are sitting right in our face, and they're harboring our children. How many more NaZiyahs are behind those walls at that church? Red says lady knows where NaZiyah is. Ain't no way she don't know. Red, I believe that. Hey, Kimberly, welcome. I believe that, Red, and I'm going to tell you why I believe it. She's been too quiet. What decent mother is going to be that quiet when their child is missing and you don't know whether they're dead or alive? What decent mother? Exactly, Tony. NaZiyah is telling a story. All we have to do is listen. All we have to do is listen. Kenyatta says it's a lot of unanswered questions. And Kenyatta, you better believe it. A lot of them. Hey, Sierra, welcome, boo. Valerie says she could have. Maybe she sold her for crack. Valerie. Everybody is profiting from this church. The church gives them what they need, as long as they give the church what they want. Big Perm gave the church all the photos. Big Perm was the picture man. Big Perm gave the church all the pictures he had. That was his role. That was the job for him. What was Lady's role? Was Lady's role to get NaZiyah, to bring NaZiyah to the church? Hey, Bridget, welcome, boo. To get NaZiyah to that church. Now this shit is all over the place, but it's coming together. It's making sense. As a matter of fact, every goddamn thing that's being said makes sense. So you have to start deciphering. You have to start deciphering. Because what the church is after and what the church really wants is the children. Rock says, do we know if Lady was still hunching on Jarvis? Rock, that's a good question. That's a good question. If Jarvis, Lady and Jarvis was supposedly still painting together. They were. I never knew Jarvis was a painter. But the word on the curb is Lady and Jarvis were painters. Is that a code word for we're together? Or that's just an excuse to use for when they're running out there? So maybe Jarvis and Lady was still fucking. He hadn't had the mama. He hadn't had them other two big bad built girls. Why not Lady? She was at her worst. She was definitely at her worst and at her lowest. A crackhead and a peddle. Erlene says Lady's too quiet for her child to be missing. Did she deliver her to the DD to pay off her debt? Did she deliver her to the drug dealers to pay off her debt? No. Lady probably asked Jarvis to bring her to her at the hotel. Erlene says maybe Jarvis delivered NaZiyah to Lady at the hotel. We do know that NaZiyah's phone pinged at the hotel. Why would NaZiyah's phone ping at the hotel, yet Lady's lying that no, she don't have a phone. No, she don't have social media. No, she don't have this, but bitch, her phone pinged where you were. So is it possible when the detectives went back to question Lady about that phone pinging back at that hotel, is it possible that Lady took NaZiyah? Because I don't believe on the 10th when they went searching for NaZiyah. Well, it wasn't the 10th. It wasn't the 10th. They reported her missing on the 10th. And it was 30 days later. So we have to understand that from January 10th plus 30 more days, or 30 plus some days, it wasn't until February of that year they started looking for NaZiyah. They reported her missing on the 10th. The paperwork stayed sitting on the desk at that school for 30 plus days. That's how long. Hey, Donna, that's how long they took to start looking for this baby. So imagine the hands that she passed through, the places that she went, and the people that she was with within that time frame of her being gone. So she was not in Annette's care. She was with Lady. So the desperation of Lady. The desperation of Lady now takes me back to the church. Pastor's wife cleaning Lady up. Cleaning Lady up. But yet, you're dressing little children in blonde wigs, Lady. Ma'am, you're First Lady. That's what I'm going to call you, First Lady. First Lady, you're dressing little girls up in blonde wigs. NaZiyah's walking around here with child. How much did the church pay Lady to bring NaZiyah and the unborn baby to them? How much did the church pay Lady to bring NaZiyah and that unborn baby to them? That's the question we need Big Perm to answer. Because of the timeline. Because of when she went missing and the amount of time that lapsed between them actually looking for her. It's possible. It's possible. Altaka says, How they say lady is on drugs. I doubt if she goes to church. They don't make time. She don't go to church. I'm pretty sure I'm sure she don't go to church. But that's not an ordinary church, my loves. Ain't no cap. Hey, Levesque, that's not an ordinary church. That's a church of benefit and profit. You got something I need, and I'll give you whatever it is that you want, as long as you provide me with what I need. And from the looks of the pictures that they were taking of these babies, they may have had no use for NaZiyah because of her age. But that baby, damn sure could have been a hot commodity. Ms. Bill says, thank you for bringing, because I wondered, what was baby girl doing a couple of days before she came missing, Ms. Bill? Now we know she was with. She was actually with lady. Brooke says Jarvis is a rap. Ann says, was it lady who gave NaZiyah's phone to Roxy? Roxy feeding lady drugs, so I wouldn't be surprised how Roxy got NaZiyah's phone. And that part. That part. And that's why Roxy was able to come out here and say NaZiyah's daughter. Don't ever think that was a slip of the tongue. Don't ever think the things that they say is on accident. Don't ever think that. They know. Lady knows what happened to NaZiyah. Lady knows exactly where NaZiyah is. I'm convinced as of today. I've always had an inkling, but I'm convinced that she knows exactly where NaZiyah is. NaZiyah may no longer be within those church walls. At the age of NaZiyah she's ripe for trafficking. That church is like a dog cage. Let's compare it to a dog cage. You know, when these guys have these dogs out here and they're ready to put these dogs out to fight, they have all these dogs in a holding cage. That church is a holding hub for the traffickers. And that's where Frank comes in at. That's where he comes in at. That's where he comes in at. And now that now that I've gotten that information last night from one of you awesome subscribers about the Arabs and their culture, and they're changing the marriage age for the little girls. They done change the law. Little girls to get married at the age of 9 years old. It's all coming together right about now. It's all coming together right about now. Exactly, Early. Why did lady have NaZiyah's phone, cutting it off and on? All of this is adding up. It's all adding up. And they couldn't keep NaZiyah at the church. They couldn't keep her there. They couldn't keep her at Annette's house. They could not keep NaZiyah around. NaZiyah is old enough to talk. NaZiyah was old enough to point fingers. She was old enough to call all of them out that was involved in what happened and what she went through and what she experienced. So in order to silence her, even NaZiyah is still there at that compound, drugged up, not knowing where she is, and being possessed by those demonic spirits that's at that church. Or they done moved her on. One or the other. But the movement, hey, Sassy, welcome, boo. Hey, Miss Italy. The movement starts at that church. Virtuous Vanjie says, I don't know if it's true, but I heard Lady and NaZiyah was at the hotel together. Virtuous Vanjie. As much as you don't know that to be true, Virtuous Vanjie, I heard the same thing. They were definitely at that hotel together, motel together. I heard that. Right, right, Christian. Anything is possible. We haven't found her yet. Haven't found her yet. I don't want to be too far behind in this in my chat. I'm keeping up with that. Ain't no nonsense, boo. Valerie says we have to look at this thing from every corner. And Valerie, that's what we're doing. Every corner. You can't leave no stone unturned. Can't leave no stone unturned. Right about now, everybody's a suspect. Everybody is a suspect. Auntie Mo says, I heard that Annette kept NaZiyah away from her mom unless she gave money to see her. Wow. Auntie Mo. That's sad. That's truly sad. So Lady had to give Annette a couple of dollars to take NaZiyah away from there. But yet Annette could sit her ass on the stand and say she don't deal with her daughter. So if she's that strung out and she's such a bad crackhead and she got all of these problems, Annette, you didn't give a fuck about NaZiyah either. So you knew what was up. You knew exactly what was up. No Fucks Given says she didn't even say much when she was on the phone with Joe Camel that one time. No Fucks Given, she didn't say a damn thing. Now, hey, Sharon, welcome, my love. Shauna, hey, baby, welcome. Sharon says she's a new subscriber. Thank you, my love. Welcome to Nola Bells. No Fucks Given, when she was on the phone with Joe Camel, all they could brag about was Lady was good with her hands. I don't give a fuck about Lady being good with her hands. Lady did carpenter work at the church. Lady did carpenter work in Annette's house. Lady did carpenter work for many people. But Lady forgot to do carpenter work when it came to her fucking children. So I have no sympathy for Lady Kenyatta, whatever the fuck her name is, or whoever the fuck she's going by. I've always said there was a reason why Lady was very quiet. And after uncovering and discovering what I discovered today, now I understand exactly why Lady is so goddamn quiet. Because Lady is involved in this deeper than we all know. Do Jarvis Butts know that Lady had something to do with this? Do you know that? True enough, Jarvis was with NaZiyah that day. So I really don't believe NaZiyah came up missing on the 9th as they reported it. So these people need to do a little further investigation and do a little more work. I don't believe NaZiyah came up missing on the 9th. If Jarvis and King and King's sister-in-law and all of them could report that they saw Jarvis with NaZiyah on the 9th, that night, Jarvis took NaZiyah back to Annette's home. Everything in MOCA's opinion that happened to NaZiyah took place after the 9th. She was there. NaZiyah was at home. Jarvis was used to returning NaZiyah back to Annette's house after he'd had his way with her. After Jarvis then had his way with NaZiyah on multiple occasions, he was used to bringing her back home. So what would make that night different? So everything that happened to NaZiyah took place after that night. Make it make sense. Belinda said the feds should have picked him up too. They all need to be picked up. There's so many players here. So many players. And for that pastor, the bishop, whatever the fuck he called himself, for him to have his hands that dirty and playing in the name of God and know all of this shit is going on, he's not seen the bottom he have not seen the bottom of hell yet, because that bitch go burn standing up. He's gonna burn standing up. And not only will, hey, NYC girl, not only will he burn standing up, but all them old unrighteous ass women that's in that church that's following his commands and doing all of this ungodly shit to innocent children, them old hoes, they're gonna get theirs too. They're gonna get theirs too. Hey, Travis. Travis says lady too busy smoking crack and laying foundations for future trap houses. Well, I hope lady gets comfortable in her mind, knowing that once this investigation is over and if it's done properly, if this investigation is done properly, the charges that they have on Jarvis Butts, and I am definitely not a fucking fan of Jarvis Butts, but the charges that they have on Jarvis Butts in regards to NaZiyah, they need to throw them all out the fucking window. MOCA, why would you say that? Jarvis Butts is a fucking monster. I do agree with that. Jarvis Butts' only charge when it comes to NaZiyah should be because he was a nasty motherfucker that stuck his dick in a little girl. That should be Jarvis's only charge. Now, if you want to charge Jarvis Butts with the raping and all of this of NaZiyah, charge Annette too. because she sold NaZiyah over and over and over to multiple men that today may not even have a goddamn name. She probably only know him by face. But it's Lady. It's Lady. We're looking for Lady. And Lady, I know you are another one that's in these people bushes, bitch, because you want to know what's going on. You're getting high and you're paranoid. You want to know what's going on. Hey, Nobi, welcome, my love. You want to know what's going on. And Lady, hit the link. Hey, Keisha, welcome. Hit the link, Lady. So we could talk about it and you could tell us your role. Because you played a hell of a one. What kind of fucking mother are you? What is it that the church offered you, Lady, that was so delicious and so appetizing and so good that you had to sacrifice your daughter? And Lady, if you too high to hit the link, Pastor, Bishop, where you at? First Lady, where the fuck you at? Because you're ruining. You're ruining children. You are ruining children. And you're using the name of God to do so. Make this shit make sense. I've never seen a bunch of no good, low class ass people like this. Hey, Miss Minnie, welcome, my love. Hey, Miss Belinda, welcome, boo. Red says Granny Monster live from beginning to end, and we heard it. We heard it. No problem, Money Mo. I love you, girl. Nature lover. Hey, baby. Exactly, Antoinette. I don't give a goddamn who tells it. Hey, Flex, welcome. And all, like Bertha says, Lady, sir. Hey, LA, welcome. Salute, Lady, sir, Mr. Lil nigga, where's the baby? Where is the baby? That's all we want to know. That's all we want to know. Lady Bertha says, Lady, you ain't shit either from day one. From day one. Now y'all doing y'all investigation and y'all tight-lipped on the investigation. I get that. I can respect that. But why is the focus all on Jarvis when you got a whole ring of petals? A whole ring and they all congregating at the holy house of Heauxs. At the holy house of Heauxs. Here you got Annette. You got Big Perm. You got Radio. You got the pastor. You got Frank. Pedos and traffickers. And these are the type of people that Lady is affiliated with. These are the type of people that Annette is affiliated with. And these are the two no good so-called mother and grandmother who NaZiyah was supposedly in the care of and was last seen with. Because lying on Jarvis' butts about him being the last person seen with NaZiyah, that's a lie. It's a lie. podcast says, I believe that she's in that church. I believe that she's in that church ring somewhere. Podcast. So do I. Podcast is not going to get out of my head, podcast, because I too believe that NaZiyah is at that church. Annette, you're a filthy, rotten, distasteful, disgraceful bitch. I understand, Annette, you grew up fucked up. I understand that. And because you were lifeless and you had no morals and you had no class about yourself, Annette, you went on through life and you raised your children to be nasty because you groomed them. You groomed them. Let's start with Kenyatta. Her name is Kenyatta. I never heard throughout this whole process, I've never heard of a pet name or a little nickname that you gave them two bobblehead bitches that you got over there. You know, them two Mucinex twins? You didn't give them a pet name, but you gave Lady one. You gave Kenyatta a pet name. You called the lady. That's a street name. That's a name for a woman of the night. That's a name for a woman that's laying up with several men for money. So you were prostituting your daughter. And that's the same way you called NaZiyah, your granddaughter, lady's daughter. You called her glamorous. But nobody else had these women of the night pet names. So Annette, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. You set all these people up for failure and it happened under your watch. Do I feel sorry for you, Annette? Hell no, I do not. Because, bitch, you could have fixed your situation long time ago. But you found pleasure in the filth. You found pleasure in the nastiness, Annette, which was why it was so easy for you to gravitate towards people like Jarvis Butts, people like Frank, people like King, people like Big Perm and Radio. And we are not excluding the pastor. It was easy for you to gravitate towards these type of people. From one pedal to another, pedals recognize pedals. So you all became very comfortable. You all became very goddamn comfortable. So Annette, how do you sleep at night? How? As a woman, as a so-say mother and a grandmother, how did you live your life, Annette? Jealous of your fucking daughter. You were so jealous of your daughter. Your husband, Charles did not rape. He did not rape Kenyatta. Annette, you gave Kenyatta to Charles on multiple occasions. And the word has been said that Kenyatta went to you, Annette, complaining, telling you what Charles was doing and how he was treating her, right? And when Kenyatta went to you, Annette, telling you all the nasty, devious things that Charles was doing to her that made her uncomfortable. As a mother, what did you tell her? Give him what he wants. Shut your mouth. Give him what he wants. So you fed Kenyatta to your husband. And for some strange reason, your husband must have was just nasty. He was a freak. He was a pedo. True enough, he was a pedo because he had a rap sheet too, with all kind of SA charges on it. Clearly, he was with Kenyatta more than he was with you, because when Kenyatta decided to run away, she ran away pregnant with Vari. She was pregnant for Charles, your husband, the one that you fed to her when she ran away. And when you hear Vari tells the story about he don't know who his father is because they've told him his daddy is deceased. He's not lying about that, because Charles is definitely deceased. You people are sick. You people are sick. And Annette, as if it didn't just stop with Kenyatta. Kenyatta went out there doing everything she thought she was big and bad enough to do. And then Kenyatta met 5% after giving birth to Vari. Kenyatta out there working. It was not Kenyatta that they found in a crack house at 11 years old. Now, that's not the truth. Kenyatta met 5%. That's the man that said he's NaZiyah's dad. 5% was a pedo too. See, we're surrounded by pedos here. 5% was a pedo too, because 5% had to have been twice the age of Lady when he got with her. Then here comes NaZiyah. Kenyatta was out there, according to them, working, doing what she do. 5% had a wife, so 5% was not with Kenyatta all the time. Kenyatta was out there doing what she do and being with women. So here it is, Kenyatta's in a household and she's raising Vari and she's raising NaZiyah with a woman. Children were neglected. The alphabet people say like Antoinette. The alphabet people went into that house and they took custody of NaZiyah and Vari. That's how Granny Monster ended up with them. Lady was not on drugs at the time. She was just a neglectful bitch. She was not on drugs. After losing her children, so 5% once again lied with him voluntarily signing over his rights. No, you didn't. The neglect is what made Annette get those children. So Annette had her hands wide open, and that's why I have no respect for Lady, because if Annette did it to you, bitch, if she did it to you, and CPS offered you classes to fix your shit in order to get your children back, and you refused, that meant you served NaZiyah on a platter to Annette the same way Annette served you on a platter to Charles. So y'all allowed this shit to happen. This is horrible. This is horrible. Sabrina said that's the reason he gave her a ride, because she had NaZiyah with her. Sabrina, I could believe that now. That could be the only reason Big Perm gave her that ride, because NaZiyah was with her. Auntie Mo said it's too many kids lost in that crap. Exactly. Exactly. Ann said Jarvis probably didn't go to church. I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did. But Linda says if she's alive, she's being tortured. Please bring her back. Love will heal her. And Belinda, I believe that. I believe that, Belinda. Belinda, I do believe that if she is alive, she's definitely being tortured. No fucks given, I don't doubt that either. The church probably had Vari's baby mama when she disappeared. Isn't it strange how all of this shit is coming together? Vari's baby mama disappeared, but yet when the heat came on about NaZiyah and her disappearance, all of a sudden, Vari's baby mama reappears. No way. Ariana has a question. Why has this church not been raided? A warrant for child endangerment. Ariana, everything is a process, baby. Everything. Everything. No, but have you seen this podcast? Says it's the kids they want. It's the kids that they're after. Rock says, I think they hid NaZiyah to take her baby. But what happened after that is the question. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Raw. Hey, Melinda. Welcome. That's the question. That's the $1 million question, Rock. What happened to her after the baby? After the baby. Tony says Kenyatta needs to speak up and get justice for a child. She has been all the way in the back of the scene. She needs to be in the front row of this case. Tony. As parents, that's how we would feel. But something is not giving in this entire situation as to why she's so damn quiet. Exactly, and Annette and Jarvis definitely had their own painting session. They definitely did. No, but Divin has a question. She want to know, could Jarvis be the drug dealer too? I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you what, this case is not only in the hands of DPD. All the alphabet peoples are involved in this one. All of them. All of them. So now we could no longer scream that DPD ain't doing their job. They got some big ones on this one. And I feel that if they're righteous, and I feel that if they're for the truth and they want the truth to come out and they want to disband some shit, I believe that they're going to get to the bottom. I believe they're going to get to the root of the problem. I truly believe that. At least that's what I pray happens. Rod said lady was probably selling NaZiyah for her habit. Light 'em up said this shit gets more and more disgusting than it does. Something sweet say, yeah, lady too quiet. I'm here in Baltimore and I seen people in worse conditions on the news when something happens to their loved ones. Something sweet, that's my whole point. That's my whole point. And that's why I'm so stuck on the bishop. That's why I'm so stuck on First Lady, because this church of holy hopes. Bishop is here taking pictures of little girls. The wife has a page in the name of Save the Children. She's posting pictures of missing and exploited girls. NaZiyah was supposed to be a prominent member of the camp. Annette was a prominent member of the church. Lady frequented the church. But yet, you got Shannon and Marquita calling a bishop daddy. You got Florentino calling the bishop daddy, and you got Annette wishing she could sleep with the bishop. But yet, not one post have been made of, have you seen NaZiyah? Not one post come from the church. Not one picture posted of NaZiyah as being missing. That's definitely a red flag. All of these members are following this cult, doing what he says and giving him what he wants. But not a damn picture has been posted of NaZiyah. Not one. So you mean to tell me that Annette, Shannon, Marquita, Florentino, and Lady got more love for this damn pastor, bishop, or whoever he is than they have for NaZiyah, who's supposed to be blood relative? So was NaZiyah the sacrificial lamb? Was she? So here we are. You all know what happened to NaZiyah. And this bishop is such a pervert. He is who he is, and I will not take back what I said. Because what man of God stands up there and says proudly? Now, we done seen the evidence of the pictures of the little underage girls dressed the way they were dressed. We've seen the videos that we needed to see. And now you're boldly professing that you love all your little granddaughters. You love all your grandkids. And then you started naming from Ohio to Florida to Texas and Michigan. Those are the biggest traffic hubs in the United States. But yet nobody was supposed to pick up on what you said. This shit is sick. This shit is wicked. And in MOCA's opinion, I don't give a goddamn. I could have been the second, third, fourth, or fifth cousin of Ziyah, right? I would give it all up. I would give it all up, and can't nobody tell me stop searching. Can't nobody tell me enough is enough, because she's my blood. Jesus could have knocked on my door and said, MOCA, let it go. MOCA, stop searching. I would have had to say, oh no, Jesus, that's my child. That's my cousin. That's my granddaughter. And I ain't stopping till she come home. But y'all gave up on her. Y'all gave up on her. Miss Sean B says, and Florentino telling that lie that Granny Monster didn't wait 24 hours to report NaZiyah, a damn liar. A damn liar. A damn liar. Tony says because Lady had the phone, and now they're saying that Roxy has the phone now, and Shannon has charged her phone number trying to hide information. Change the phone number trying to hide information. Tony, it's a mess. That phone and passed many hands. Many hands. Rock says Lady probably sold that baby to someone who did not bring her back. Right now, everything is on the table. Anything is believable. Anything is believable. I've never seen something like this in my life. Raquel says Big Perm and his church sounds like they were trying to be fixers. True enough. True enough. Talia called it the Church of Horrors. Holy Heauxs. Holy Heauxs. Sabrina says she probably went with Lady to the church, thinking they would keep her safe from Shannon and Granny Monster. But they had other plans, so they kicked the net out. Sabrina. Hello. Sabrina. Let me read that again. Sabrina says NaZiyah probably went to the church with Lady. Thinking the church would keep her safe from Granny Monster and Shannon. And the church had other plans, so they kick a net out of the church. Sabrina, I'm going to take you back to when Granny Monster did that fake interview. Granny Monster said in that interview, y'all took NaZiyah and y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all don't know what's really going on. Y'all took her. Y'all took her believing what she's telling y'all. Without a tear falling, Granny Monster didn't say it. Because NaZiyah could be in danger. Why would you say all of that, Granny Monster? Who asked for that? Why would you say all of that, Granny Monster? Who asked for it? Y'all took NaZiyah without even knowing what's going on. Y'all took NaZiyah believing what she said. Granny Monster, why would you say all of that? Tony says NaZiyah is at the church. That's why Annette got kicked out of that so-called church, because she's bringing too much attention. That's what we say, Tony. Donna says the church could be covering it up. I trust no one. These pastors be fake too, and that one definitely is, Donna. That's not an ordinary church. Line them up says big money, big perm, big bags, big back, but no baby NaZiyah. Isn't that something? Ariana says allegedly the church could be a holding place for trafficking. El Taka says, y'all funny. El Taka says Jarvis and Lady were doing drugs together. That's why his teeth look like he'd been eating asphalt. Good Lord. And I agree, Sassy. Sassy said there are a lot of functioning addicts that go to church and work. Hey, Ma, welcome, boo. Miss Sean D said, sad to say, but MOCA, what you say has to be spot on. Nothing else makes sense. Sean B, we got to go down these holes and jump ditches and turn curves and go across railroad tracks and under all of this to pull out anything that makes sense. This is crazy. No fucks given said it's ironic that Roxy, the only one who seems to be able to get in touch or knows where to find Lady. Isn't that some shit, no fucks given? Isn't that telling? I know fucks given, isn't that very telling? Of all the people, why is Joe Camel the only one that's able to contact Lady? Right, Dr. J? Dr. J says such disgusting acts. Rock says Lady knows who she sold NaZiyah to. Even if she don't know what that person did with her, she knows. Of course she knows. Hey, Coco, welcome, baby. Coco says maybe they were scared baby girl could expose them. And that's what it is, Coco. That's exactly what it is. Light him up says, of course, because Chief Jarvis's monster was guilt tripping, gaslighting that baby about being with another man, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that too. That too. Sassy says, and no folks given, truth be told, Jernell and Kawana are the only two that found Lady. Joe Camel just is the one who took credit. Sassy. And that's the sad part about it. Take credit for what? Hey, Stanford mom, welcome, sis. Take credit for what? All she did was made a whole mess and a mockery of all of this shit. Belinda says the saddest thing to live with them saddest thing in the world, Belinda, was to live with them every day. Saddest thing. Donna says, I love church, but I stopped helping the ministry. I stopped helping. The ministry, they get mad. Oh, well, I do my own stuff on the side. Church, no, not church anymore. These people ain't the same. When we used to go to church, I grew up in church, as most of y'all did, I'm sure. What we hearing about today and what we seen ain't no ordinary church. NYC girl says NaZiyah was going to tell that school counselor on their ass that day. She was tired of the monsters and that hellhole she was living in, of course. Of course. Something sweet said, so Lady knows NaZiyah was pregnant for sure. She knew. Aspen says, I didn't get notified. So the church is involved? Of course it is, Aspen. In my opinion. In my opinion, Aspen. Tony says Lady was turning the device on and off to give Jarvis an alibi while he spread the clothes and stuff in different places. Tony, I don't believe it was, and that's just my opinion. I don't believe it was Jarvis that was spreading those clothes. I believe it to be Shannon, and I believed it to be Joe Camel. And those are my thoughts on that. Ann said it's like someone paid Lady off. So she won't talk. She never been a mother to NaZiyah anyway. And she is closed mouth. Not a word. You hear me? Not a word. Honey Gangster said, and I just saw Shannon said Jarvis wasn't at the party. And he was. That was my first time seeing it. Honey Gangster, you have to know. They're all lying. They're telling lies. All kind of lies. Rock said, I sure hope Lady wasn't telling NaZiyah they would take the money and run away together if that baby turned a few tricks first. You never know, Rock. You never know. Because a crackhead could tell a lie. Line 'em Up says, House of Horror, Shop of Horror, Motel of Horror, Church of Horror. It's a horrible situation. Horrible, horrible situation. Shauna says, Lady is my sister's friend and talks to her every day. Well, Shauna said, Lady is my sister's friend and talks to her every day. Well, Shauna, well, if that's your sister's friend and she talks to her every day, has Lady opened up to your sister, Shauna? Has Lady said anything to your sister? And Sean, if it's possible, I would love to hear from your sister. I would love for your sister to come join us here and share some things with us if she's willing. I would also love to hear from Lady Shauna. I would love to. So Shauna, do you think your sister would be willing? Since Kenyatta, since Lady has been so quiet. Hey, Shanier, welcome, baby. Nissa Ray, welcome, my love. So, P.S. Lovely, hey, baby. So, Shauna, do you think it's possible that your sister would be willing? And you can reach out to me, Shauna, on the back end. Shauna says she's broken. She's very broken, and she knows it. So she knows something. Something sweet says, Lady could lay a foundation for her home, but can't lay a foundation for her kids. Something sweet, ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Sassy said Annette is probably what pushed Lady to the drugs. I actually feel like Lady is more traumatized than anyone knows. And I could respect your opinion, Sassy, but I personally believe, and that's my opinion only, and we're all entitled to one. Everything that Lady's going through right now, Lady brought it on herself. I could understand everything that Annette put her through. I could understand all of that. But then Lady was supposed to clean her shit up and become a goddamn woman when she realized she brought innocent children into this world. So all she did was repeated the damn cycle and became another damn granny monster and threw her children to the wolves. Is Shauna still in the chat? Because I haven't seen her respond yet. Christian says the only thing I got from Shannon and Annette when they took the stand is just a normal family. Nothing more, nothing less. Christian, when she said that, I could have fell out. We're just a normal family, nothing more, nothing less. Bitch, ain't shit was normal about what the hell was going on over there. Levesque says, I believe the boyfriend of Marquita when he said Annette was more money hungry. Look at all the income Annette had coming in, and it was all about money. It was all about money, especially when it got to the point to where Annette started accepting money from Eric Gamble for him to have his way with NaZiyah. So if she took money from Eric Gamble to pay light bills and water bills and to get groceries in our house, for him to have his way with NaZiyah, imagine how many others she took money from for that same reason. These hoes ain't shit. Miss Italy said he's smarter than that to allow everyone to see them together. Of course, Miss Italy, he wouldn't have let nobody see him with Jarvis, wouldn't have let nobody see him with them. But what's really sad and scary and frightening is that these people are hiding behind God, using the church to harbor children, where the church should be a safe place. But you're using these children in the name of God to prepare them for a life of the unknown, sending them in a dark world, places that they should never return from. It's my prayer that when all these alphabet people come down on this place, you people get put away for the rest of your lives. Because I believe this situation with NaZiyah has opened a whole can of worms And it's exposing more people that thought. More people that never thought their church, their building, their operations, their auto shops. They never thought all this shit would come crumbling down. But NaZiyah exposed them. Mm. Tony says Jarvis has control of the entire Harris family and is sickening. Keep in mind what Shannon said when she called him about the text messages she found. Jarvis is taking notes, y'all. Tony, there's no way Jarvis is going to sit there. And that's just my opinion. There's no way Jarvis is going to sit there and allow these people to butcher and badger him the way they are. No way. He got to be a damn dummy. You understand, Miss Sean B? I want to know too, sis. Sean, I'm going to ask you again. Where does your sister live, sweetie? Shauna disappeared on us, sis. She disappeared on us. Everybody want to know about Shauna's sister. Shauna disappeared. Was it a distraction? Was it a distraction? And this ain't her first time here. But MOCA has learned to avoid the distractions. Like I said the other day, every time we get on a certain situation and a certain topic, here pops up one. Who sent you? Who sent you? Donna says it's a cult. It's definitely not a church because a church helps. Donna, I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree, Donna. A church helps. And that's why I couldn't understand why would the church kick a net out. At a time like this, your grandbaby is missing, lady. You're a prominent member of that church, and good old Archbishop kicks you out. Why would he kick you out of that? Miss Italy says, oh, he will do time, just not for the unaliving. And I believe that, Miss Italy. No Cap says it always bothers me that lady is not saying anything at all about our child being missing. Rock says, because the alphabet people have told lady to stay quiet. It's possible, but it ain't stopped the rest of them. Tony says, MOCA, Kenyatta sent me a friend request. Girl, accepted. Maybe you could talk to her slow. Hey, Lachelle, welcome, boo. Miss Italy said all these first ladies and mothers of the church sat by and let it all happen. And Miss Italy, that's my problem. That's my problem, Miss Italy. Hey, Jasmine, welcome, boo. That's my problem. These old ass ladies are sitting there and they're watching all of this shit unfold and there's nothing they're doing about it. That's why I tell you all of this shit is cult mentality. Looking at the way this church operates, like I said, it takes me back to Ruthless. It's moving just like Ruthless. B from the motherland said, didn't y'all remember Roxy claimed she paid lady to attend the honoring of her own daughter, beat from the motherland. I remember that. I remember that. And just by saying you had to pay her for that, you know, you can tell on yourself without really telling on yourself, or not without really realizing you're telling on yourself. When you said you had to pay her to attend the balloon release or the memorial, or whatever the hell it was y'all did, if you paid her for that and you want clout and you want to be heard and you want to be seen and you want to say that you're over all of this and you made this happen and thus and so would have not happened had it not been for you, because you want to continue to take credit, because you want to shine in a spotlight. Not only did you pay her to attend whatever it was you did, you also paying her to keep the fuck quiet. And that's been my opinion from day one. Ann says lady live at that hotel. Jarvis was probably paying her bill and buying her drugs to be able to keep messing with NaZiyah. Nah. I get that part, Ann, but I don't believe he was paying her bill. I don't believe that. Because remember, she was in Annette's custody. Remember, she was in Annette's home. She was in Annette's home during all of this time. She had been living at that motel. She was from Ohio to Michigan. Red said it could be why NaZiyah told Nasty Butts she wasn't messing with anybody else. Exactly, Patricia. Come down to the front of the class, lady. We got questions. Lots of them. Miss Italy said I could never sit back and let a bunch of pedos take over my church. Take over your church? Miss Italy. I don't believe the pedos took over his church. Miss Italy, something was in it for him. He allowed it. You guys don't mind, for those of you that came in, and for those of you that's in the bushes, MOCA never asks for much. If you don't mind, could you reach around the corner? Tap that like button for your girl. Again, I've always said there's a reason that you're here. You may not like me personally, but it's something that I'm saying that's interesting you in some form or fashion. Hit the like button. Remember, I say the same thing every night. It's free. And I thank you in advance. Keisha said, Usher, come on out the bushes. Tony says, y'all keep saying lady is broken. She needs to be broke and locked up because she's hiding things to stop NaZiyah from, girl, that part. She needs to be broke and broken. She needs to be broken. Because what she's doing is she's hiding things to stop her own daughter from getting justice. You understand, Tony? I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. How do you go to sleep and it goes for Lady and it also goes for Annette? How do you sleep knowing that your child, knowing that your granddaughter is out there somewhere? How do you sleep? Donna says the first lady sit there and do nothing. Their husband be all in them women faces in the church. That church ain't holy, Donna. Far from it. Debbie says, I'm at a loss for words. I can't describe or express myself in this chat. It's hard. It's a lot. It's a lot. Sassy says, I know a lot of people are in this crazy shit, but Annette is the main character in all of it. She damaged everyone, especially Lady. Lady and NaZiyah got it worse. Sassy, I agree. She damaged them bad. And the sad part about it is, not only did Annette damage him, but Annette and them bad built bullies, they know a lot. Aspen said she's probably at the church or on the property somewhere. It's sickening. Aspen, I believe that is in my gut. I believe it. I believe it. All the followers of this man is brainwashed. You hear me? Debbie says, MOCA, this is deeper than what we could ever imagine. I knew it was deep, but this is sinister shit. It's as deep as the pits of hell. Debbie, it's horrible. Hi, Evelyn, welcome. It's horrible. Miss Sean B said, twin 1 is gold bag, twin 2 is a sad bag, trash bag twins. Damn. Damn. Erlene said there were stage names. Lady and Glamorous. Exactly. A duo. Mother and daughter. Hey, Forever Lisa. A duo. That's sad. Who does that shit? Sabrina says, I heard Big Perm call one of them beautiful. So which baby was beautiful? I don't know. I heard him say the word beautiful too. So this bitch just, I don't know. I don't know. Could it have been Shannon's daughter? Could it have been Shannon's daughter? Because Shannon's a trash bag. Shannon allowed Jarvis to touch his own child, and nothing was said or done about it. Hey, Tarsha, welcome, boo. Erlene said, where they find one another at on the pedo app? Erlene, baby, I have no idea. Eltaka says, hey, lady, from stud to stud, my nigga. Where's NaZiyah? In the name of the rainbow. Y'all crazy as shit up in here. Y'all crazy. But we truthful. Deidre says, but Annette wasn't trying to hear it. Give him what he wants exactly. Latif says, speak freely, MOCA. Statements of opinion are generally protected and not considered defamatory unless they imply the existence of false facts. Thank you, Latif. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Sean B says Annette had a disdain for them because they were the beautiful ones. Many dark-skinned women don't like light complexion females. She dogged them on purpose. Look at Annette. Look at them two trash bags. Look at that. Just look at that. Sassy said, it's clear. Annette has been living nicely until NaZiyah's case went nationwide. I can't wait to see justice in the court are on the streets for all of them, but mainly Annette. Mainly Annette. NaZiyah was the breadwinner for that household. Annette had all that income from CPS, from having custody of foster children. Annette had all that income. Then Annette had income from Glamorous. And you're absolutely right, Sassy. All of that went to hell. All of that went to hell once the name NaZiyah became a household name. So how she's living now? Latif says Article 19 states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression, including the freedom to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. Thank you so much, Latif. I appreciate that. Forever Lisa said, yep, they're very sick people to let someone mess with their family members. Forever Lisa, that's disgusting. Exactly, Kimberly. They were beautiful. And Annette hated it. Hey, BJ with the shit, CB. Welcome. Hey, Raw. Aspen said this is like a bad movie that you couldn't even write, Aspen, and it gets worse. Animo said 5% work for the church too. Yes, ma'am. They were all in this shit together. 5% work for the church too. They were all in this shit together. I didn't believe nothing 5% said when he came out here to tell his goddamn story. 5% was a pedo too. But yet, 5% was trying to save his wife. I'll be damned. Latif is on it, baby, and I love him for it. Universal Declaration of Human Rights, just in case people in the clouds attempt that cease and desist again. Speak as free as you like, MOCA. Thank you, Latif. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But I've always said, cease and desist, no cease and desist. We cannot be silenced. These children matters. It could be theirs today and yours tomorrow and mine the day after. And just like I'm spreading awareness and opening up my platform and having a voice, trying to make sense of this shit for somebody else's child, I would pray to God, if ever I had to go through it, someone would do the same for me. You people would have nothing to hide and nothing to be worried about and nothing to come after people for if you had nothing to hide. Y'all saying y'all just catching on to who 5% wasn't shit. But you know, God don't like ugly. God saw how 5% treated NaZiyah, and God saw how 5% treated Lady. 5% got on here talking about his heart condition. 5% could have been gone. But God spared 5% and allowed him to stay here long enough to admit his wrongs and to tell his truths. And after 5% got comfortable in front of the cameras to try to make himself look like an upstanding man and to point them out as being monsters, God let 5% say all what he said, and then God took his goddamn 5% back. Took it back. Aspen said it's horrible. I didn't even know what sex was until high school. Please protect your children. And that's the problem. They're failing to protect the children. They're failing to protect the children. And said if NaZiyah is alive, they took her baby from her and trafficked it. Well, I can't speculate on that. Because I don't know. I don't know. But I believe that baby is here. I do believe that that baby is here. That I believe with all my heart. Just like I believe NaZiyah is still in Detroit. Just like that the same story I kind of touched on yesterday. Girl from New York. They told the family that she was no longer here. She supposedly died of an overdose. Family had a whole service for their daughter who had been missing from New York City. Years later, they discovered that the daughter was trafficked. And they found her in Detroit. But yet y'all say stop looking. Stop looking. Tribe of Ms. Belinda asks question. Do you think they gave up Bari's baby mom in exchange for NaZiyah girl? Now that's a good question. Hello? Look at all our thinking caps in here. Girl, that's a good question. Do you think they gave up Bari's baby mom in exchange for NaZiyah? Well, all of this did happen around, hey, I'm terrific. All of this did happen around the same time. All of this took place around the same time. So it's possible. I'm not certain. But it making sense though. It's a picture that's worth looking into. Because if I'm gonna take you, if you're being trafficked, how do you return instantly like that? Right? If she was taken, how? No way. It's a lot. Patricia Perry says all those babies in a den of devils, and that's a fact. Levesque says, do you remember when NaZiyah's dad said that him and Lady gave up their parental rights, custody? I heard it and it was all a lie. It was all a lie. Hey, Rena, welcome, boo. Patricia, you said a mouthful. A pedal ring that had city officials on payroll. I believe that. I believe that. Sassy says, unfortunately, it's going to get worse than this once we're in the courtroom. That's when the real horror stories will be told. Oh, yes, Sassy, I believe that. Belinda say, I haven't ever spend a night at a church. Not no New Year's Eve either. Hell no. What church keeps you in it all? No way. No way. We ain't having no damn lock-in services. Hey, Capricorn Chronicles, welcome. Hey, Olivia. Honey Mo says FBI is working hard up in Michigan. I found a bunch of recent articles. Yes, ma'am, you did. Yes, ma'am. Miss Sean B said, y'all, that's why Annette favored them trash bag twins. They're just like her, and it shows. It shows. It definitely shows. Honey Mo said, good old Bishop hasn't posted since March of 2024. I wonder why. I wonder why. Good old Bishop ain't posted since the video. Good old Bishop ain't posted since the pictures. But they're still active. Because how is it that all of a sudden, MOCA and the NOLA Bells, you ain't posted nothing since March of 2024? That's a whole year. But all of a sudden, MOCA and the NOLA Bells start talking about the inappropriate pictures of the little girls. MOCA and the NOLA Bells start talking about the video. We start talking about traffic, and we start talking about what's possibly going on in your church. And because you haven't posted anything since 2024, all of a sudden, we're holding a discussion on what's on your page, and then everything mysteriously disappears. So yeah, Bishop, you're very active. You're very active. Hey, Pookie Poo. Novi says that bitch lady threw rocks and hit her hands. Novi, of course she did. Kimberly Scott says the DPD, CPS, DFD, along with judges, lawyers, Kim Worthless, and everyone else affiliated with the law in Detroit is crooked. I believe it. I believe it. And you see Kim Worthless? Kim Worthless ain't shit. Because Kim Worthless is part of the problem as to why we're losing our little children at the hands of these churches. Kim Worthless is part of the problem. Why these children are being trafficked. Kim Worthless is also part of the problem. Why there are no resources being spent and no manpower is being put into looking for our children. Kim Worthless don't give a damn about our children because Kim Worthless is too busy being involved in illegal shit, and she's getting a cut under the table. And in my opinion, Kim Worthless got paid under the table from the Arabs. Kim Worthless also got paid under the table from this crooked ass church. Because like I told you all the other day, there are police officers standing in that church on guard. On guard. Don't mind showing their badge. Don't mind showing DPD on their uniforms. Kim Worthy knows all about it. She's a part of the problem. Definitely a part of the problem. Hey, Miss D, welcome, boo. Hey, Jessica. Jessica said, hey, Ms. Moke, I'm praying that somebody that's not tainted will see this case all the way through. This victory is the Lord's, and it shall be won. He's cleaning the house, even the dirty ones. It's soon and very soon. Donna wants to know why the people in Detroit not outside every day. The fuck out of here. Where's NaZiyah? My whole point, Donna. Christian says on him, Mo Bishop ain't pulled shit since we caught on. The heat was too hot. Huh. And I love the fact that we unite here. And everybody has an opinion. All voices matter. And we share our thought. And together, we can break this shit. Lisa wants to know, was Vari baby mom and NaZiyah friends? According to a text that was revealed, they were friends. And I'm not sure if it was NaZiyah behind that text. But then again, Vari did say that NaZiyah was friends with his baby mama. So yeah, they were. They were. And they all know what happened to NaZiyah. Hey, Pie, welcome. Kimberly said, who is the silverback twin sperm donor? Nobody in the family is looking for that baby. And the DPD don't think that's odd. According to that family. According to that family, they're out here saying DPD told them to shut it down. I'll be fucked. Milky Way girl said, just a side note, anyone remember that mom who left her kids in the house for 5 years? Her father is a pastor. What's really going on in the church? Milky Way, same shit. Milky Way is the same shit, baby, just different players in different parts of the world. And maybe that is why Jarvis is pleading not guilty, because he knows something. I'm starting to believe she might still be around. That's why they're so quiet. That part, Ms. D. That's why they're so quiet. They know something. They know something. Ann says Annette is the handler. Big Worm, the perm, is her damn sidekick. He knows too much. He knows too much. Exactly, Auntie Mo. Bishop calls his people his sheep. He calls them sheep. Come here, my flock. That's a whole fucking cult. Come here, my flock. It's a cult. Rock says if NaZiyah is in that church, all of them need to go to jail for filing a false report and obstructing justice. Girl, it gets deeper. It gets deeper. No way. Whole list of pedos. But y'all calling the bishop daddy. Real fucking Sunshine says the devil goes to church and can present himself as anything that attracts you. And that's how he got him. That's how he got him. Exactly. Aspen, if they were in it for the right reasons. Hey, Thwana, welcome, boo. Aspen, you're absolutely right. Jesus would have walked with them and carried them to find NaZiyah. Aspen, if they were on this mission for all the right reasons. Rock says they care more for Pastor Cootie Cat than NaZiyah because he posed to be a billionaire. He's a billionaire. Ain't got a damn thing listed in his name. He's a billionaire. He's playing with Arabian currency. He's a billionaire. Nothing is traced back to him. He's a billionaire. 2 places of worship. He's a billionaire. It gets deeper and it's so much bigger than what we see on the surface. Other churches as well within Michigan is involved in this shit. Other churches are involved. I promise you they are. This is just the beginning. Hey, Nisha, welcome, boo. Aston said that baby could be in a different country because it's so close to Canada. Aston, I do believe she's being moved. I do believe it. Levette said Annette did not report NaZiyah missing. The school did. And Levette, you are absolutely correct. Levette, what happened with that? Annette went to the school and reported NaZiyah on the 10th as a runaway. She reported it to her cousin, I guess, because his last name is Harris too. I don't know if they had any affiliation. I don't know. MOCA's only speculating. But she knew the man was retiring in a couple of days. This man is excited. He don't want to be with them badass children anymore. He trying to get his shit together and get the fuck up off of that campus. So the runaway report stayed sitting on that desk until they found someone to take his place. And once they found someone to take his place, the replacement is the one that found the runaway report. 30 days later, NaZiyah gets reported missing. Antoinette wants to know why didn't they post the reward. Antoinette, they did. I think it was $1,500. $1,500. Exactly, Patricia. How you report it to the school and not DPD. Belinda, exactly. They lied on the stand regarding the time frame, girl, and I'm taking notes. Got a whole timeline coming. Queen Spirit said church of washed up ran through holes, living out their dreams through those babies. Exactly, Queen Spirit. That's what them old bitches is doing. You sitting your old dusty gray wigs in that fucking church with them nurses' shoes on and them goddamn caps on y'all goddamn heads and them handkerchiefs. And y'all grooming these babies. You old ancient bitches, God ain't finished with y'all yet. Y'all allowing a street ass nigga to stand in the pulpit with braids down his back, pimping y'all and causing y'all to pimp children. All you hoes is going to hell. All of y'all are going to hell. You old bitches could not be my mama. And y'all damn sure couldn't be my grandmother. You ancient bitches will get just what's coming to y'all. How the hell? At that age, you sit your old ragged ass in the church and take commands and demands from a pimp. Because that's just what the fuck he is. He's pimping from the pulpit. No Cap said, we're more of NaZiyah's family than those that's supposed to be. No Cap, exactly. Kalia said, I'm really trying to figure out why they haven't searched Granny Monster's house, freezer, and basement. Kalia, that part. That part. And it's our belief somebody knows where that baby is. Kimberly says the blatant lies and nonchalant attitudes are unreal. They have cohorts. This is a missing child. If it was mine, y'all would be sick of me every time you turned on any fucking thing. I believe it. I believe it. I'm with you, Kimberly. But you know, Kimberly, we got to understand with these people, there is no rest for the wicked. And these people will be uncomfortable every fucking day. Even the pastor, the pimp in the pulpit, his wife, and all them old hoes that's in his church. Them gonna be some uncomfortable motherfuckers, just like Annette and the Mucinex twins, and Frank, and Big Perm, and Radio. Jarvis already uncomfortable. They're all gonna be uncomfortable until NaZiyah. Until NaZiyah finish telling her story. Levesque says that Harris family was doing a little too much for the church to be exposed, so they had to kick her out. Levesque, they kicked that bitch out. Latif says following this case, they aren't looking for her. They're not looking for her. This case has grasped national attention. This is no longer a local problem. Alphabet boys are trying to take down the organization. Latif, I heard that. I heard that, Latif, and I can't wait. And Latif, when the Alphabet boys take down the organization, they think Detroit is a ghost town now. Huh. Detroit is going to be like watching a Western movie. That's what it's going to look like. I believe that. I heard, I read the Alphabet boys was in here doing their business, doing their job. I can't wait. Rare fucking Sunshine says Jarvis cannot be slicker than a can of oil. Look at him. He's not that smart. Somebody knows more than they're saying. It ain't on Jarvis. It ain't on Jarvis. Jarvis knows that he returned NaZiyah home. That's all he knows. Past that, he don't know shit else. The rest of that shit is being put on Jarvis. Jarvis is a scapegoat. Jarvis is definitely a scapegoat. And for as many times that I've said Jarvis was a scapegoat, Big Perm came out here and confirmed exactly what I said. No Cap says Joe Camel is keeping Lady high to keep her from talking. No Cap, I could agree with that. But Linda said, Donna, I be gang members. I be gang members could find her in 2 days. It's a street thing. Of course, Belinda, it is. Latif said the charges have already been filed. Cases in court. They have enough for a conviction, yet it is still an ongoing investigation. Still an ongoing investigation, but yet we have enough for a conviction. So why? It ain't over. It ain't over till it's over. It ain't over till it's over. P.S. Lovely said the way she was texting, yes, she would have exposed them. Look how she talked about their cat when she needed pads and told Jarvis go give her some so she could sit down. P.S. Lovely, you know, some of those texts were NaZiyah's. I would never deny that. But I also want to say, P.S. Lovely, that The majority of those texts did not belong to NaZiyah. That was a fucked up ass game Shannon was playing. See, we're dealing with a bunch of sick, psychotic people. And they're sicker and more psychotic than we are aware of. Look at the games that Shannon is playing with these texts. Look at the game Shannon played, taking NaZiyah out there to fight people for Jarvis because she was losing her man to young girls. Look at the game Big Perm came out here trying to play. Look at radio. These people are sick. Sick. Rock says, Belinda, true enough, the mafia would have found her by now. The alphabet people have used them before to find people. It's a lot. It is a lot. Latif says, waiting for the monster to bring the rest down. I love the information that Latif is bringing here because everything that he's saying, MOCA's already said. And whatever MOCA haven't said, she thought it. And I love these confirmations. Latif says, waiting for the monster to bring the rest down. He is talking. Look at his courtroom annex and how comfortable he is. He is under alphabet protection. I said, hey, Miss Alicia, welcome, boo. I said he was being protected. Hey, 5555 said, I almost wondered if the baby was even Jarvis. If they were trafficking her, who knows who had access to her? 55, that part. That part. Who's to say that Jarvis Butts was that baby's dad? But we do know she was pregnant. Five in MOCA's opinion, and I will stand on it till I can't stand on it anymore. That baby, that Mucinex twin number one Shannon has, that's NaZiyah's baby. That's NaZiyah's baby. And if they want to do anything, and I'm pretty sure the alphabet people are doing their job. See, Shannon is a slow bitch. The so-claimed NaZiyah was missing. She went missing on the 9th. They reported it on the 10th. Why is it on the 11th Shannon goes? All this time, Jarvis Butts been running around here a free man. Jarvis had been in custody since the following month, the 7th. How is it that you go and file child support on Jarvis after the fact? Jarvis was already questioning 2 of your fucking children. They were supposedly for King. But now, all of a sudden, NaZiyah is nowhere to be found. And now you're going to file child support on Jarvis. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Make it make sense. But I still say DNA that baby because that baby belongs to NaZiyah. Shannon was fat, nasty looking, bad shape, bad built. Shannon looked pregnant when she was not pregnant. That's NaZiyah's baby. Levesque says there will definitely be more discovery that the prosecutor will show when trial starts, and we're here for it. We're here for it. We're definitely here for it. Let me go down in the chat, child. Because we've been in here 2.5 hours. Light them up says every day as much as they can. I'll be saying to all of everyone, no justice, no peace. These are not normal people that we're dealing with. Nissa Ray says bad granny couldn't even squeeze out one damn tear. Not the whole time. Not the whole time. Latif says prior to scheduling a trial, the defense attorney will file a motion to suppress all evidence along with an omnibus motion. We're getting educated in here tonight, baby, and we appreciate it. Michelle Bridges says lady is talking to her friend every day, but her and her friend isn't out looking for that baby every day. Michelle, make that shit make sense. She don't have to go look, Michelle, because lady knows. Lady knows. Annette knows. Pimp Daddy Pastor knows. Frank knows. Big Perm knows. They know. They know. And let me tell you who don't know. Let me tell you who don't know. Who don't know is the very two women that brought light to this situation. Janelle and Kawana, they don't know. But everybody else that's been around here beating their gum and talking shit, all them hoes know. And that's exactly why they come out here every once in a while saying stupid shit to throw us off of our game. That's exactly why they come out here every now and then doing dumb shit to try to deter us from where we are. Why do y'all think all of a sudden pictures of NaZiyah is floating around on TikTok, claiming to be her cousins and her friends running that page? No, it's not. Those pictures and those videos of NaZiyah that's appearing on TikTok and Instagram right now, it's not a page being ran by our cousin. It's not a page being ran by our friend. That page is a page of distraction. And I pray to God none of y'all get caught up in that distraction, believing what's being presented. That page, in MOCA's opinion, is being ran by none other than Big Perm. It's not Shannon. It's Big Perm. And the reason I say that that page is being ran by Big Perm is the picture man. Big Perm has more pictures of NaZiyah than anyone could ever imagine. Between Big Perm and the church. That's who's behind those pictures and those videos that's on TikTok. And the reason I say that, these people had all this time to expose those pictures and those videos. Now NaZiyah is circulating. The block is hot. Frank's auto shop has been exposed. Then Frank baby mama hops along on a train. She got something to say. Who sent her? The church has been exposed. People coming out of the woodwork. Who sent them? Big Perm got caught in all his fucking lies. There's 3 hot spots right there. Now all of a sudden, there are videos of NaZiyah. And all those three names that I called, they got something to do with these videos, in my opinion. Because Annette and Shannon has been on the chopping block from day one. And if they were that invested, they'd have done this shit long time ago. They'd have done this shit long time ago. Thank you, light them up for the super chat, my love. Keep lighting them up. MOCA voice is powerful. It's not Shannon. Shannon is a no good bitch, but I don't believe at this point it's Shannon. I don't even believe it's Joe Camel, y'all. These videos and these pictures is coming from the church. Or they coming from Big Perm. They're trying to save face. They're trying to keep everybody low and under the radar. But it's too late. It's too late. Rock says they're probably promising Jarvis all the socks, soups, and art supplies to stay quiet and take this charge. Jarvis is protected. I said that. Jarvis is protected. When that young guy said to me, not to me, but he made a post. He said he had just got out of lockup. Just got out of lockup. He said Jarvis is still at the county. He said Jarvis is not being touched. Said Jarvis is pretty much running shit where he at. And that's when Shannon was putting money on his books. He said because Jarvis was getting heat at one time from the people that was on the pod that knew what was going on. They moved Jarvis. They took Jarvis and they put him on a level of the jail with people that are identified as his. So Jarvis is sitting up there on a floor in the jail with pedos. So one pedo won't hurt another pedo because they're all doing the same shit. Ariana says, Father Yahweh is exposing his whole ring. Many folks are going to be charged with aiding in this crime. You better know it. You better know it. Latif says, unfortunately, there will be many more Jarvises and many more NaZiyahs to come, especially in a community where SA and underage relationships are ignored and are accepted. SA, that's the frightening part. That's the frightening part. How is it in a community, in a world in which we live, mamas and grandmothers of the days back then did not raise us to find this shit to be acceptable and okay? Who raised these hoes? Who raised these hoes to pimp out their children and grandchildren for dollars? Who raised these hoes to sit there and watch this shit unfold and feel like it's okay? Shit. I'm sick of them. And Sassy said, yeah, I will agree to disagree. And that's what we're here for, Sassy. Sassy said, but Annette started it when Lady was a child herself. I'm not defending Lady on all levels, but Annette is the, oh, of course, Sassy. I agree with you wholeheartedly, baby. Annette is the devil. Annette started all of this shit. She did. She gets no fucking pass. When Annette sit there and allow Big Perm to have sexual relations with her son Florentino, and Florentino may have been 14 or 15 years old, and Big Perm is well in his deep in his 20s. Make this shit make sense. Annette ain't shit. And said the judge looked pissed when Shannon lied and said Jarvis and NaZiyah's relationship was only uncle and niece. Even the judge knew she lied after hearing the judge called them out. The judge knew Annette lied. The judge knew Shannon lied. As a matter of fact, everybody on that stand, the judge was aware that they all were fucking liars. All of them. Even Jarvis' baby mama, Jarvis' girlfriend, the one that whose car he drove. They all were some fucking liars. Sherelle says all of this is just so disheartening and disappointing. Knowing that this baby was going through so much with no one who cared for and about her, and the only person who showed her love was a pedo. That's the sick part. That's the sick part. Kimberly said she should have not opened her mouth. Stay your nasty asses in the bushes, cowards. Guilty by association. That part. That part. Because if you're going to come in here and think you're dropping gems and then you can't back your shit up, keep your trash to yourself. Because the gems that you drop, these Nola Bells are on the case, baby, and I'm pretty sure what you drop, it ain't but a second we could uncover it our damn selves. Honey Mo say, exactly, MOCA. Just like Frank's baby mama showed up on 2 platforms. Miss Sean B said, MOCA, Shauna is another lady who lives in Texas. She's an attention seeker. Well, Shauna gonna go away. She's gonna go away. Hey, Shay, welcome, baby. Let me move down because we're about to get out of here. Tony says, I'm still trying to figure out why Annette said she went back to the school. Listen, Annette can't tell me shit, and I'm pretty sure the alphabet people have figured her shit out. Annette game is, Annette goose is cooked. You hear me when I tell you it's cooked? All of this shit with that NaZiyah story, they planned it poorly. Very poorly. And the reason I tell y'all it was planned very poorly, right? How the hell do you keep all the other 6, 7 grandchildren out of school, bitch? Everybody stayed home that day. But y'all made NaZiyah go to school. Y'all made her go to school, and all of a sudden the same day y'all make her go to school, when you keep the others home, NaZiyah disappears. Then you sit on your ass and lie on that stand and tells the world you went to pick up your children from the after school program, bitch, when they didn't go to school. These lies are coming out a little bit at a time. Good night, Mariah. Have a blessed night, my love. These lies are coming out one at the time. Nissa Ray said if he admits to giving her something, he could be out in 5. That's what I'm afraid of. He has bigger charges than that, Nissa Ray. They just won't charge him with unaliving her. But he has charges before her with these other children. So he's going to sit his ass down for a while. Lateef says, so this judge have to make sure that he's using facts and findings over feelings because the defense is banking on that. Exactly, Lateef. And that's how I feel when we're in here and we're uncovering this stuff. What we feel, if what we feel could give us the justice that NaZiyah deserves, all the motherfuckers will be locked up. We can't work on our feelings. although it aggravates the piss out of us. We want justice for her in the worst way, but our feelings won't get her the justice that she deserves. It won't. Bertha said they like cockroaches. They're multiplying. Bertha, girl, they're coming out from everywhere. But let them keep coming. Hi, Valerie Green. Valerie said, I'm new. Hello, newcomers in the chat. Valerie waving at the newcomers. Valerie, girl, girl, they coming. We don't know if they're here for real or not. Ms. Minnie says, I know the church has heard people think they're allegedly involved. I wonder why they haven't spoken out to address the allegations. Ms. Minnie, isn't that something? Isn't that something, Ms. Minnie? Because you wouldn't be scandalizing me, and I'm still hiding and running. But when you took them pictures down and you took those videos down, you already admitted your guilt. That's in my opinion. Rare fucking Sunshine says they're certainly watching everything on social media to come up with other scenarios. Yes, they are. And says, I noticed that MD 2020 has finally shut all the way up. It's so refreshing not to hear them pass, and that's what they are. Nissa Ray said, how was that freak ever allowed to be around any children? God help us. He was allowed because they allowed it. And the only reason they allowed it because they too have the same tendencies and they possess the same behavior that he does. All the people that's just coming in or have recently joined the chat, and even those that recently hopped on in the bushes, I would appreciate you guys if you would be so kind to hit that like button for your girl. As I've always said, that like button is free and it don't cost you nothing. Good night, Queen Spirit. Love you, my girl. Queen Spirit, we about to get up on out of here too. We've been here 2 hours and 45 minutes to be exact. Red fucking Sunshine said, Lord, just like October, hurry up. Red fucking Sunshine, October is going to come, right? But October is not going to give you what you're looking for. Jury selection starts in October. They said they got 40 additional witnesses. I think before they get to just the beginning of this case, Red fucking Sunshine, this shit ain't gonna start until 2026. And who knows how long it's gonna last once it starts. It's been my prediction that with all what's going on, I really don't think the jury selection is gonna start in October. I believe there are gonna be irons in the fire, and there's gonna be monkey wrenches thrown in the wheels, and there's gonna be a continuance. It's going to keep being pushed back. I do believe that they're going to sit on this shit a couple of years before they bring it to the forefront. And that's what I believe. Yolanda said that's why the detectives kept asking her about the phone. Said it keeps girl, lady was a liar. A liar, you hear me? Whew. Lateef is making the sense in here that he is. See, Ms. Minnie asked the question earlier. Miss Minnie wanted to know why the church never came forward to defend their character and to defend their name, knowing that they're being exposed in these streets. Lateef answered Miss Minnie, and he says, in my opinion, they haven't, because there's no statute of limitation on these type of crimes. So if they wasn't involved in this one, hello, if they wasn't involved in this one, it don't mean that they weren't involved in any of the others. And there you have it. There you have it. I love it. I love it. Mo says, I don't think they went to sleep that night. They was plotting and scheming all night. Plotting and scheming. All night long. Exactly, Miss Sean B. Janiyah is beautiful. And she too was sacrificed and given to Jarvis. Shannon ain't shit. Hey, Jess. Lord, I'm so far down in this. Oh, child, let me move. Let me make this chat move a little. Hey, Dora, welcome, boo. We have been informed of so much tonight, and so much is continuously being uncovered in here. We're on to it. We're not going to let it go. And we're not going to stop seeking justice for this baby. We're not going to stop seeking justice for this baby. We're going to come back here tomorrow with a continuation from where we left off tonight. BJ with the Shits TV says, I grew up going to church and listening to them pastors about their past pimp and drug life. And to know now pimps running most black churches. I'm just saying. BJ with the Shits TV. This nigga's in the pulpit pimping them old hoes. He got braids all down his back, and I guess if he smiled, he got a mouthful of gold teeth. We ain't seeing all of that. But I do know he played with cameras and record children. He ain't shit. He ain't shit. But guys, I'm gonna say goodnight. I'm gonna say that I enjoyed you all tonight. We had a time, we had a time, we had a time. And it ain't over. We're gonna pick up where we left off. We're gonna probably move around the corner, go next door, because I know Miss Parker is either live or on her way to be live. So I want to say again, thank you all. God bless you all. You all have a wonderful night. And come same time, same place. We're going to be here. John Tay, hey, baby. We're going to be here and we're going to keep unwrapping this candy bar, you know, one stroke at a time. We're going to bring all these people to the forefront. We're going to make these people answer for the shit that they've done and the shit that they're doing. Nobody's exempt. You hurt a child, you're hurting us. And we're not going to stand for it. We're not. So guys, again, I want to thank each and every one of you that showed up and showed out here with no labels tonight. Special shout out to the replay gang because they come through, they come through, they come through. And guys, I thank you all for being as informative as you are. Even those of you who are deep diving just like we are, gathering information, bringing it to the forefront. I appreciate that. And together, I believe in my heart, if we continue on the path of righteousness, and if we continue going down these rabbit holes and jumping across ditches and doing all that we're doing, there's going to come a point in time where we too could say we've made a difference. We've saved a child somewhere. And we're going to make this happen. And Lateef, I want to thank you so very much. So very much. And I'm going to say good night, everyone. God bless. Enjoy your night. Love on your children. Love on your children. Watch over and make sure you pray over your children. Until next time, we will be back here loving and exposing these devils on the behalf of NaZiyah. Rashida says, thank you for keeping your foot on their necks, MOCA. Justice for NaZiyah and all the other kids in our situation. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Good night, everyone. God bless.
Jarvis lock them all up. That's just a start. He know the dirt, he played a part. Shannon, sis, that's still your blood. You sat back till the time was up. Oh, family sick. Annette, Roxy, Marquita too. Y'all moving funny. 4 fat bitches equal dummy. All them calls, all them signs. But y'all kept capping. All of y'all getting time. Annette, you mean spiteful witch. Let that baby suffer with a known-ass pedophile bitch. I need to talk. That's all she said. Nobody did shit. Left school and that was it. Not saying you did it, but y'all ain't innocent. Where the fuck she at? Mocha's Nola Bells, we ain't finished. Roxy popped up like she been fam, wanted to be seen. GoFundMe's, balloon games, t-shirts, flyers, y'all moving strange. Say it loud, NaZiyah Harris, only 13. She deserved love, not damage. This, that platinum plus pen for justice, for fire. And this pressure, it don't expire. We not done.
Good night, everybody. See you all. God spare tomorrow. God bless you. I love you all.